Start it.
I just did start it.
Scream.
Oh my god, Zoran.
Why don't you just go? So everyone can hear me. So I can yell at you.
We just started.
Fine, I'm yelling at you.
Okay then. Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. Love me, I know you do. And today, I am joined by Zoranthebear.
What the hell are you doing here? What are you going to sit here on YouTube watching when you should be doing your schoolwork? Or building models like me?
I don't even know what to say to that.
So stay away and listen as we bitch about the various aspects of fucking Warhammer. I'm making dwarves, so I'm trying to hype myself up. So
You're doing what now?
I'm making my dwarves, and I'm trying to hype myself up at the very prospect of doing so.
Ah, you're doing dwarves, got it.
Yes. Exactly what I'm doing. What are you doing?
I am going to go over various things that have to do with the topic at hand and try to do this like a professional.
Go for it.
Alright, so as you guys know, the Primaris Marines just got released. Now, Zoran, what do you think of the Primaris Marine release?
It's actually kind of hard to really say why, because I had a good long thought about them at some point, and I couldn't really find any good reason why they should add them unless they just wanted to add something new in turn.
Yeah, I am gonna get to that. Apparently, I'm very quiet. I am sorry, everybody. It's this bike, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. My bad. So I recently watched another 40k YouTube, actually another few 40k YouTubers, their thoughts on this as well before I compiled and sat back and analyzed what their big questions were. One of them was very, very, very vocal about his distaste for them. And, well, I watched Remley's and Michael's videos about them. Michael did a live stream where he talked about them. He pointed out some of the tactical uses for them, being the tabletop. And Remley's talked about the actual fluff that went into them and theories about them because, well, it's Remley's. So I thought I would sit back and talk about all the questions that I gathered from fellow YouTubers about the Primaris Marines. And I have my list with me because I'm a professional.
The list. The list.
Okay. So one of the first questions that I've gathered from everybody was, did Guilliman order these Marines to be made 10,000 years ago? And the answer quite easily is yes. 10,000 years ago, prior to his assassination, well, attempted assassination by his brother, there's no real fluff for this, so I'm really hoping that they add a book for this. But it is stated that a lot of the Primarchs have some type of psychic abilities. So I believe that he saw a vision of the future where he would need these characters, would need these guys. And he needed his new suit, he needed his new tech. So he commissioned all of this to be done within by the time that he awoke. So that is just where I'm standing when it comes to Guilliman ordering these guys. It is kind of out of nowhere for Guilliman to order these guys. Now, if somebody said, like, oh, they opened the Vaults of Terra and there were 10,000 super Astartes in there, you know, it's a bit of a different story. Like, the Emperor working on this all right, well, he's the goddamn emperor. You're not going to question him. Gilliman doing it is kind of like, Gilliman, boo. Who told you how
Well,
to do
to
this?
me, yeah, to me, I guess he found all the research that the Emperor did, and pretty much it seems like he's trying his very best to follow in the Emperor's footsteps. This is what my dad did before, so I want to do everything that I can, because obviously what he did worked. So this seems like a sound strategy. Whenever humanity needed warriors, and we were at a stalemate, we needed something to help push the tide. So that's what he's planning to do. He's doing this to push the tide. You know, get brand new warriors out there, get better gear, better armor, to give us an edge to win the fight. And seems to be working as far as I can tell. Like all these super soldiers in the chapters and all that. And along with some of the other questions that we'll address, though, causes a lot of issues for people fluff-wise.
Yep.
Of, you know, like, for me, is like, oh, well, Space Wolves don't have a home anymore, and their recruitment's dead. How does this work? The Space Wolves are effectively going to go extinct. Yeah, and it's like...
One person pointed this out. Wait, if I recall, Verboot telling Crawl, if he died, Crawl is to do two things. And those two things were, well, one of them we know was to start the production of these Primaris Marines. Alright, so the next thing, are they just super space Marines? No. In fact, it's in a Horus Heresy book when Corax was talking to the Emperor about the project that makes the Space Marines themselves. Even the Emperor knows that he can make them better. Like, he flat out tells Corax, yeah, I could mass produce I could make these guys even more badass. It's just that I can't mass produce that. Now, if I had time, I could probably do something to that effect. So, they're just super space marines created and hidden from absolutely nowhere. It's one of those things, it's just like, they kind of knew they needed these things. Did you have any thoughts on that, Zoran? Super space marines?
No, it's a case of, they look fucking amazing, and I think when they were leaked, everyone thought they were just updated Space Marine models.
They did.
Like, the fucking guns look kick-ass, and I really want them. The models look fucking amazing. And I have to ask later on, what would the Terminators look like?
Oh my god, yes. And what will that Dreadnought look like?
You know, and of course there's also the question of, will it replace my normal Space Marines, in which the article that has them did address that, saying, no, they'll cost more, blah, blah, blah. That really didn't help my concerns at all.
I'm going to be getting to that as well. And it's
okay, I just won't say anything till you get to it then.
Well, no, the next question is, are these guys pointless? Like, when compared to Space Marines or Terminators, they're kind of in that interesting boat of, they're supposed to be like these veterans, 2 wounds apiece, they're better than Marines, but they're not as good as Terminators, and we don't know their point cost yet, tabletop-wise.
They have... to make them useful in my eyes, their weapons have to do something. Have to do something special, because they're getting better bolters, better plasma guns. So more like the plasma guns that don't... like, we don't know what the plasma guns do in 8th yet. But if it's a case of they don't overheat, because is it like the Mars pattern plasma guns don't overheat?
Something like that, I believe.
Yeah, so... at that point, since they're being made on Mars, if I remember, where Belisarius is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So then that would mean all their plasma guns, new and improved ones, will not overheat.
I think
and will not suffer.
The bolt rifle, if I'm correct.
Yeah, so more than likely, these guys are just better range, better damage, and more survivability tactical Marines. They're just, to me, overall better for the sacrifice of cost. Instead of doing a full 10-man squad with this many points, you can do 5 of these guys and have them surgically strike certain positions or hold a point to make sure that that kind of guarantee a thing. I don't think they're going to be very much of frontline fighter. I think they're going to be like the spec ops of Space Marines.
But we already have that.
I know. It's like they don't fit anywhere except for they're here to help out your forces, to help bolster things.
Yeah.
Or to be their whole army. That's also the whole thing. Like, instead of just having Space Marines, just have all of these guys and see if that's viable or not, because of how wounds and everything are now. It's so much better if your 5-man tactical squad comes up with, 10 wounds with 5 guys instead of like 10 guys with a wound each, and having them mass get battle shocked or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't think of any game design reason as to why these guys should exist except to drive model sales.
Yes. All right. One quick question. Rob, if you want to send me any questions, please wait until the Q&A section. I have no one gathering today, mostly because I can't have Ghost joining in my Skype call with Zoran. Sadly, sorry. But anyway, for me, it's kind of I can take 5 TAC Marines, give them 1 Melta gun, 1 Combi Melta, and a Razorback with Las Plaz. And that's efficient. That works, especially in all of the new formations. And by formations, I mean all the new force organization charts, which are the new formations. I'm going to use that term interchangeably. I am sorry. But these guys, they're going to cost more, which to me is going to be a bit of a meh. I'm going to try to max out on command points if the command points are actually worth taking.
Yeah.
I'm going to take min squads, and I'm going to max out as much as I can to get that final one that gives you like 10 to 15 command points. Or it's like, I forget how many, but it gives you the most. And it also maxes out on firepower from long range, which is how the Gladius Strike Force worked, which I really, really, really enjoyed. These guys can't take rhinos or razorbacks as far as I am aware. They have the bulky special rule, meaning that they can only take a land raider or drop pod to come in. Now, a drop pod can only drop 5 of these guys, meaning that small unit has to be very efficient.
Yeah.
Or they can sit at range and use that 30-inch range bolter to deal some minor damage. I don't know. They lack... I want to see what close combat options they get. Because if I can get these guys dual-wielding, like, power axes, for instance, or some type of specialist weapon, or them with lightning claws, they would be getting 4 attacks on the charge each, and be an absolute nightmare to anything that they run into. They would even be more efficient if they're cheaper than Terminators to do that, where Terminators have the survivability of an Invo save.
Then I have to also question if these guys get a feel no pain rule.
Yes. More than likely they won't.
I think they will, because if they're just going to have normal power armor, just like everybody else, even though it's like, this is better power armor, and it's Mark 10, because we decided the Windows 10 this shit. It's like, why tell us all this when it does nothing? This has to do something, It has to give like a feel no pain or a 2+ save, or it's just tactical Marines with a 2+ save.
Well, that would also just make them Terminators.
Yeah, that, or they're just, on paper, they're just going to be just beefier tactical Marines that have the option of not being restricted to like special weapons, because I don't know how loadouts and stuff are going to work out in 8th edition.
Yeah,
but if it's going to be like
see all of the special weapons and what they do.
Like if it's going to be like 7th of only 2 of these guys can have special weapons or whatever. I'm curious to see if you can kit out these guys however you want and turn them into whatever threat dealing device that you want. That's more likely what it is. Like that's why I did like the Spec Ops thing. Like say that you're playing or whatever, and then all of a sudden, okay, oh crap, tanks are really destroying me. I need something to take care of these guys. Or there's a really big HP unit here. These guys are perfect to deal with that threat. Say like a Demon Prince comes out, boom, drop pod a bunch of Primaris Space Marines with plasma guns, it'd light him up. Rapid fire plasma guns that don't overheat.
You can do that with a command squad, probably cheaper.
Probably. And that's why we're sitting here going, why do I need these guys when we already have stuff? Like, something has to make them worth it. Like, survivability has to probably be key. Survivability and versatility.
I mean, if they're just a blanket troop choice, they would actually be pretty decent. Like, if I could take 2 5-man units of these guys, stick them on top of ruins with a 30-inch range gun.
Wait, with a command squad, can you kit them all out with plasma guns?
Command squads, yes. You can kit them all out with
Huh.
plasma, melter, or grav.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're amazing. Okay, so next question. What happened to Mark 9 armor? Now, this is one of the big things, because we know the Mark 8 has the giant neck guard thing, and it looks a bit silly. And the Mark 8 wasn't really compatible with the other parts of the other armor. Like, what make Mark 7 so good is the interchangeability of all of its parts. Meaning, like, you can rip the arm off of a freaking Mark 3 power armor and put it on your own. And it was interchangeable like that. Now, granted, it's not very, there's a lot more details that go into it than that, but it's pretty much, I'm going to tear this arm off and put it on my own. The armor-wise, anyway. Now, for when it comes to Mark 9 armor, somebody pointed this out to me. Mark 9 can actually be something along the lines of artificer armor, or the special armors that the captains wear. It's way lower than the other guys. I don't know why my volume is lower. I am sorry. I've tried to fix it. I can't. Oopsie daisy, my bad.
On OBS, what's your mic slider?
My mic is maxed out. Yours, I can lower it a little bit.
In your volume mixer, make sure you're turned up a little bit. If you haven't already. Like in your Windows volume mixer thing.
Oh.
Also, if you hear me yell, I probably cut myself.
Oh, sorry.
Because I have a hobby knife here, and I'm trying to be careful.
Okay, so what happened to the Mark 9 armor? I personally think the Mark 9 armor is still in development, and we will see that in 8th edition. It will make... it will definitely be coming out, or it already is out, as artificer armor. So, we don't know. Put the mic in your mouth. That'll help. God damn it, guys.
Just deep throat it. Just go for it.
Deep throat the mic?
Yep, just go for it.
Is it possible that
for $600
armor is standard Astartes, where Mark 10 is for Primaris? Actually, I'm just about to get to that. Mark 10 is the first armor for the Primaris Marines. It's simply bigger than and more bulky than the other armor for the other Marines. Mark 10 armor would not fit on a standard Marine. Granted, I'm a little bit concerned on how they got all the gene seeds and everything. We're going to get to that. Are they just special Marines? Like, without a purpose, without a point? I say no. Lore-wise, they're incredibly needed, especially right now after the fall of Cadia. After all of those chapters that were involved just got decimated down to almost nothing. The Space Wolves especially they were deemed almost a dead chapter because of all the losses they took. So the new Primaris Marines actually saved their chapter, from not going, out.
I'm still mourning. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, it'll heal.
No.
Magnus is a complete dick, and everybody hates him.
Look, I struck the first thing, and Games Workshop gave him a revival, so I guess I'll get mine eventually. I guess I'll just have to wait a fucking decade. Then we'll see.
Well, at least you can be happy that Magnus is trapped in the webway.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Wait, how is he trapped in the webway? I think he got banished.
In Book 3 of Gathering Storm, Guilliman, along with the Eldar and Cypher, tricked Magnus into going into, basically pushing him into a webway portal, in which they just shut it off, and he was stuck in there for all eternity because he had no way in or out.
Huh. So he basically came back, and then basically they just killed him off immediately.
I don't believe so. I believe that Magnus is actually going to escape the warp, only to find his brother Conrad Kurz. Wait, not Conrad. Khosrow Khan. I believe he's going to find Khosrow Khan because he's been lost in the webway, or he's going to make his way back to the Imperial Palace, considering that he knows exactly where it is. Space Marines were the best of the best, and were the best the Emperor could produce. Are these guys, did Guilliman somehow figure out how to better the Emperor's work?
Probably. I mean,
simply put, I believe that Guilliman, well, the knowledge for building Space Marines has been known to several Primarchs. Most notably was Corax. And Guilliman also did know about the Primarchs' birthing cycles and how they're created and everything. In fact, improving upon the Marines would not be too difficult, considering that they know how to do it and they had the entire Vaults of Terror to work with.
Yeah, I don't think it's unrealistic. I mean, for a lot of people's mindset, it's a case of, but the Emperor is always right and perfect and all that stuff. It's like, well, he also allowed himself to fucking die, so take that into consideration.
Like, one of the other things is the Emperor's just a complete pompous asshole. Especially in Master of Mankind, where he just goes, yeah, these guys are whatever. I don't really care about them, but they're needed. And he was talking about the Primarchs.
Yeah, like, he's not a perfect person, as everyone puts him out to be, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah,
you can't ignore his accomplishments. I mean, he literally, gave the entire galaxy a run for its money, and he's the whole cause of the Chaos Gods to go, oh, fuck, we gotta take care of this guy. If you get a whole bunch of gods come after you, it's a case of you're doing something.
Oh, yeah,
to make
yeah.
something.
The Emperor had 4 Chaos Gods, most of the minor powers after him. He had Drachnian after him. He had thousands of Eldar scared. He had every single species in the galaxy worrying about it, except for the orks, who viewed it as a challenge.
Like, well, we gonna fight this golden guy. Was gonna chop him out real good, and then that didn't work out for him. I think it was like that one giant orc who almost took him out, and that didn't work out for him.
Okay, so Zora, they're about to say my catchphrase. I'm pretty sure they're going to say my catchphrase. Whatever you do, don't read the live chat.
I mean, not.
Can't the other chapters just take the armor and weapons and those Marines stay on Mars? No. Mark 10 armor was designed specially for these Marines, and only... It's literally built only for them, and same with their bolt guns and everything. Also, the call pattern bolt gun, I actually do like it. Call is kind of amazing, and I love them. Has GW had any interesting ideas in the past 15 years? This was a legit question asked by a very well-known 40k YouTuber.
Name Bob.
Sure, let's go with that.
I have no idea who the person's name is. I have no idea who it is.
So, has GW made anything interesting in 15 years, Zoran?
I mean, I have currently bought their new Dwarf guys, Age of Sigmar, to turn into Space Marines. So, yeah, the Caradron.
Yeah.
So I think they did a good job.
I have to say, I am actually really impressed with everything that Games Workshop has done. I've been playing this game for over 10 years now, and I really like that the story's progressed. I really like that all of these new events are happening. And a lot of people are trying to say, these events have no consequences, when they actually do. They're having huge consequences. just to name a few, the Warzone Damocles was just bombed, and the Tau are launching their fourth exploration into it, and the Tau have actually mastered killing Space Marines of the Raven Guard chapter. That is kind of huge. That means Tau do know how to fight Space Marines. They know how to kill them. They are very efficient at killing things, and it's amazing. Gork's Grin ripped across the entire galaxy, which is the giant warp storm. And that was brought on by the war in Cadia, but before that we had the Wrath of Magnus. Now, the Wrath of Magnus started this whole chain reaction that led to the destruction of Cadia.
And Fenris.
And Fenris, because fuck those wolves.
Never forget. Chat. Hashtag never forget. I want that everywhere. Don't forget Fenris. Don't forget the wolves. If you ever want to adopt a wolf at your local Fenris shelter, as they're now currently going extinct, remember you can do so by dialing 555 fuck Magnus.
I would hang on, I gotta grab my phone. Yo, that's my phone.
Are you sure about that?
Yo,
you sure about that?
Magnus.
Or are you not adopting a brand new Fenrisian wolf who is currently gone extinct?
Huh. I personally think that all of these events, this giant chain reaction of events, and the ever-expanding universe of 40k and all the new lore that we're getting is actually extremely interesting, and a lot of other YouTubers that I know, even my friends, looking at you, Zoran. God damn it, Zoran, you blocked Remlays. Looking at you, Remlays, shaking my fist in frustration. And Michael. Why? Because he plays Tau.
Fucking nice man.
Show off your mug.
What do you mean, show off your mug?
Oh, I'm drinking out of a special mug sent to me by a fan.
Aww. Is it one of those Warhammer thingies?
It's a specially designed mug that has the Slanesh symbol on it. It says finest ass, and on the back of it says tyranids. I do actually want this. I do actually want this to be the template of the cups that I'm going to be selling once I actually get enough money to actually invest into, merchandise.
Mm-hmm. Merchandising.
I think it would be kind of cool.
Merchandising.
I am merchandising.
I sold shirts and socks at one point.
Yo, you sold socks? I want some socks.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have?
Yeah.
Do they have
Yeah.
Boo Bear across them and your face?
It had my face on it. They were blue socks, and a lot of people bought them, and it was very nice. And now you can't get them anymore because they were limited edition.
Oh, I want them now. Now I'm upset. All right, so where were we? Was the Gathering Storm useless? No, I've already answered that. Is this just silly? No, it isn't. You need to actually read fluff.
But
okay.
I don't have time. I need someone else on the internet to tell me.
Oh, yeah. Here's a good one. How did they keep tens of thousands of Marines secret? Like, literally, they had that gigantic vault somehow secret for 10,000 years.
Look. I don't fucking know. They somehow made this happen. And I don't fucking know.
Actually, I believe I know the answer to this, and it's going to sound stupid.
Wow, it's really stupid.
I know, I shouldn't even say it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Guys, if you want someone who doesn't have stupid opinions, you can subscribe to me over at...
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Here's a quick question.
It's so mean. I'm sorry. It's so mean. You know I love you.
Oh my god, when are y'all making a TTS about your fanfic? Actually, the Zoran and Alexis fanfiction was read in the last video that me and Zoran did together.
Mm-hmm.
You can go and check it out.
Mm-hmm. We don't do the sex part.
Well, obviously not. That's...
I was not comfortable doing the sex part. I was not contracted and paid enough.
Okay, let's move beyond that. Yeah. I can't believe that I'm trying to be the voice of reason when it comes to talking about sex.
Nah, whatever.
Times are weird, aren't they?
Yep. Sensitive souls.
This is a... What do you say when I come onto your streams?
This is a Christian stream. But I'm not on my stream. I'm on your stream. I'm trying to fit with the cool kids.
Oh yeah,
and
we have all the cool kids.
Are you guys cool kids? Because I don't think I'm a cool kid. I'm trying to fit in.
I'm not racist, but bears aren't people.
Fuck you.
Zoran is a pure and innocent baby.
I'm an innocent flower who must not be plucked.
Okay. So how did the Mechanicum keep thousands of Space Marines, well, these Super Space Marines, secret? I believe
they
were all on basically a not a Space Hulk, probably a large class battleship, and that battleship was simply hidden in the warp. And I know simply hidden in the warp sounds a little bit, 10,000 years simply hidden in the warp, Alexis. That's stupid. Keep in mind, this is the same universe where they hid Titan, a gigantic moon, in the warp for 10,000 years. Actually, it was longer than that. No, it was only 10,000 years. Never mind. It wasn't actually a full 10,000 years because they got out at him. Anyway, but they hid a freaking planet in the warp. They can hide a ship containing thousands of Marines in the warp, where Belisarius Cawl would have the only knowledge of where it is. And if he did, in fact, keep it secret, no one would ever be searching for it.
Ever.
Or, he just built it in the gigantic planet that is Mars. Because a lot of people forget that Mars is huge. Okay. How about they just put them in a sealed section of Mars? Yeah, exactly.
That's more than likely what happened. It was probably just a really highly classified, automated by servitor, protected, and basically so closely kept guarded secret of we kill you immediately as soon as we hear through your Vox that we installed in your mouth that anything relative to its location immediately kills you. They probably put a lot of failsafes so no assassins or whatever would find it. I'm pretty sure there's some black market that had that information and held it for such a high price, but you know.
Okay. How do other chapters feel about the Primaris Marines joining them? That I think is a really interesting one, especially a chapter like the Dark Angels. Like, this is legit an interesting question. Like, this is probably his only good question. Actually, it is his only good question, because if he actually read the fluff, he would know all the reasons. But anyway...
Damn!
I'm sorry.
Shots fired! And a... Shots fired!
Anyway.
But yeah, it's a case of... Like... If you're a space wolf, the entire thing that brought you up was being on Fenris and being chosen and being picked from one of these special warriors and learning to be them. In other chapters, you have to go through ritual rites and all that fun stuff. And if a Primaris Marine just hops in with their colors going, "Hello there, fellow Dark Angels. Hi, I'm a Primaris Marine." And they're like, "The fuck are you doing here?" Like, no, like, it would obviously be that case of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer until there's 1,000 red-nosed reindeers in their posse. That, or they're also doing it as a way to eventually weed out new recruits. You know, why build these space marines like you've always have with all the defects when we are supplying you with bigger and better ones?
Now here's my
Like, is it like a weed out program?
maybe, but I think I have another reason. These past few thousand wars that have been going on have been taking their massive tolls on the armies themselves. The Warriors of Fenris, for instance, are down to basically 2 companies out of 1,000+ Marines. The Dark Angels took a big loss as well. So did every single Space Marine chapter included in the Gathering Storm series. So did all of the chapters that were involved in the Armageddon series. So did all of the chapters involved in the Damocles incident. And there's still random tyranids destroying everything. They are needed. At this point, it's more like, yo, he's wearing my colors, he's got a gun. Go kill that thing. We can take care of the craziness later. But chapters like the Blood Angels with, like, Gabriel Seth, who's just like, or Captain Tycho, are just gonna be like, don't fuck with the Gene Seed. How did you get that? Where did you get that? What's going on? But I think it's going to be a case of, we need this right now, we'll question it later. Now, one of the other questions that was asked along with this one was, it's basically a better way of reintroducing the Primarch gene seed back into the fold of the Space Marines themselves, because a lot of the gene seed out there has been actually tainted or has mutated. Like, the lowest mutation belongs to, like, the Ultramarines at 10%, where 95% or 90% of the Space Wolf DNA, the Space Wolf gene seed, is actually mutated. So these chapters simply can't go on doing what they're doing. They need that new gene stock. They need these new Marines, because they actually have gene seed from the Vault of Terra. They have a pure version of the gene seed that is desperately needed for these chapters.
Yeah, that's why I had the impression of, we need to restock or redo everything.
Yeah.
Because, you know, after some point that, like, I don't know how the gene seed's been lasting. Like, I don't know the intricacies or the fluff of what a gene seed is. I don't know if it's something that
it's literally all over the place. Some books say, like, you can only grow it in a Space Marine. Others are like, yeah, you could just clone it in vats. We do it all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, if it's so renewable, you know, if it's something that someone can consistently, you know, pump out all the time, then there's going to be a point in time where that slowly but surely keeps getting more and more messed up and corrupted. And how do you stop that? You know?
Exactly.
Like, how exactly do you control the degradation of that gene seed? Even though it's highly coveted, it is highly protected, you know, they try their very best to make sure nothing's wrong with it, but there's going to be a point where it's not going to be okay anymore, you know?
Well, there was also several points in the Imperium history where the gene seed was tampered with. The Cursed Founding, for instance, or anything that Fabius Bile has ever done. I'm pretty sure Fabius Bile touches himself at night and corrupts somebody's gene seed.
God damn it, Fabius.
I know, right? It only
What
makes
a
sense.
dick.
He felt a Slanesh, so go figure.
What a fucking asshole. What a fucking cop, mate.
Now, one of the other things that I wanted to bring up is these Space Marines might actually have the mix of 2 different gene seeds. Now, this was brought to my attention by Vremlaze, and then I later confirmed it with several other people that I ask about that I ask lore questions and sources from, where several Marines have had multiple 2 different chapters gene seeds fused together, put inside them. And one of the chapters is the Iron Hands that have had this done to them. So these new Primaris Marines might actually not just be from one chapter. They might actually have 2 to 3 different Primarchs inside them all at once, gangbanging style, for a gene seed. God,
You
I
have to
made
make
that
this so
perverted.
gross. I mean, I was waiting for it, and you took a little bit too long.
I know, I could have done that better. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
be
had.
professional, Zoran. I'm with you.
Yeah, all right.
People need to know that we have a professional relationship.
I agree with that.
Don't the Iron Warriors mix their gene seed? Yes, actually, I just said that. Imagine Black Rage Wolfen. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. But this might actually cure a lot of the things wrong with the gene seed, such as the Black Rage, the Curse of the Wolfen, and several of the other mutations that several of the chapters suffer from. So, like, the Wolfen might not be a thing anymore, but you'll actually have more 30k-ish style Space Marines before the mutation. You might have a full psychic army of not a full psychic army. Forget that. That's Thousand Suns. Those are 1,000 fucking assholes that I hate. But anyway,
1,000 fucking years ago.
oh no, I hate. Like, this is I'm pretty sure this is what sparked our friendship, Zoran. Is our mutual hatred for Magnus and his 1,000 Sons.
Fucking Magnus. He destroyed my fucking planet after I destroyed his. You're a defeated cunt. And all he wanted to all I'm going to go and make you suffer like you did my planet. Oh, if only you just told me, sent me a radio message. Hey, Lyman Russ, look at you. Maybe you shouldn't really come and invade this land. Maybe you shouldn't be here. You were misled. You had everything wrong. I don't know the lore if he actually did that or not. If he did, and Russ is an idiot.
It was Russ that was misled. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I didn't know if Magnus actually tried to contact him going, what the hell, bro?
Yeah. It would have been really funny.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, why are you attacking me? And it's like, oh, you little traitor, I'm here to fucking kill you. It's like, kill me? I didn't do anything. Like, what? What did I do? It's like, yeah, you fucking betrayed me before, then you failed the chaos. Like, no, I didn't. Like, look, here's all the evidence. He's like, holy shit, Hollis lied to me. And boom, the Horus Heresy ends.
If only Magnus spoke the fuck up.
Yes. But
am I wrong?
No, you're not. Magnus
Magnus
and the Eldar fucked everything up in the entire galaxy. If there's 2 things that you can blame, it's Magnus or the Eldar. Or Magnus and the Eldar. Or Eldar Magnus. I don't know how, but it's gonna happen now. Do the Primaris Space Marines know the traditions of certain chapters?
It depends on how they're integrated.
Well, to be honest, I believe, yes, they would. It's a simple hypnotherapy. Put them on there. There you go.
I mean, they can just put on that helmet that transfers all the knowledge straight in there.
Yep.
Like that, they'll know. But of course, I have to find more details on how they're made. Like, are they like just grown from little baddies to immediate boom? I'm a space marine, or does it take humans who have shown to be worthy and then turn them? Say what?
Just SNO posted something in the chat, and I'm gonna murder him for it.
Why?
It's just...
What do they do?
No, I'm not repeating. I am not going to say those words out of my mouth.
Okay. Also, this dwarf I'm making is coming out really well.
Although, I will admit, if the Primaris Marines do actually suffer some of the... if they do have a mixed gene seed, and they do suffer the curses... I would love to see vampiric space wolves or like, oh, could you imagine the what are they called? What are they called? The guys with the bones sticking out, the black dragons. The black dragons plus Wolfen. Like, yes, please. That would be amazing.
I like how you looked for me for help to figure that out, and I wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Well, yeah.
Like, what's this? What's this? I don't know what that is at all.
I don't even know what the fuck a black dragon is.
Oh, and last question for this. In my weeby notebook. How cute she is.
Weeb.
If you could name the anime. Anyway. The last question... I forgot what the last question was and I closed it. Oh, no, I remembered. Could the Emperor have told... God damn it, Ghost. I hate you. Could the Emperor have told Guilliman to use his project and claim it as his own? Damn, Tracer, right on the money.
Damn.
Oh, Nooble got it first. Yes. Anyway.
I don't know what's going on.
They guessed my notebook. It's Heaven's Lost Property.
Is it, what is it? Heaven's, I have no idea what that anime is.
Do you even watch anime?
I do, just not as much as everyone else. Like, I've been rewatching Overlord for like the 50,000th time because it's my favorite one.
Alright. And that's it for the questions. That's all I had. So, you're on the page, right? You can see the live chat?
Yes.
Alright. So, we are going to do a Q&A unless you have a little rant that you want to go on.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Good rant. Good rant.
GG.
If you want to be the first in line to get your question answered, you can use the super chat feature. If not, we'll try to get through them as quickly as we can. So we are going to move ahead to Q&A.
The answer Toby's donation question. Did I ever get the churro? No, not yet.
Yep.
Question asked.
Show off the mug. I did. What would be a good reason for bringing Conrad back to 40k, and would he try to redeem himself? Conrad Kurz back into 40k. That would be rather difficult, as Conrad Kurz himself... I honestly, I would have to leave that one to Remlace, because I don't know enough about Conrad Kurz. Here's a good one for you. Can Zoran do EgoQueenAlexis' intro?
You can find that out as you watch the podcast tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
On Alexis's channel. So, watch me do that then.
Alexis, do you like the Imperial Guard? I love the Imperial Guard. You can add a subterranean uprising and make it a better army. Zoran, do Alexis's intro.
We have addressed this.
Oh shit, questions weren't being saved. No, they weren't being saved this time. I am sorry about that. Give us Space Batman or... I have no idea who that is. Can Zoran do Alexis? I mean, physically, yes, but we're friends, so no.
Why do you people do this?
If Zoran was Magnus, would Alexis hate or love his voice? Oh, god damn it.
I want to hear this shit now. On the spot.
My rage would not allow me to be your friend at that point. Oh yeah, you cry. What the fuck is that? Can you create your own kill team, i.e. Cyan kill team? Sure, you would just have to base it off of one of the armies that you could build and play as in Shadow War Armageddon. Oh crap. Zoran Ghost, EgoQueenAlexis, have you seen or read the Primaris conspiracy over on Reddit? No, I have not. I don't read on Reddit. I don't
No.
Reddit.
I don't read at all.
Yeah, we're actually just brain dead.
I'm actually an idiot.
Does Ghost wanna come play Planetside with you and me and all of us? Maybe?
Not tonight. For me, at least.
Are bear traps gay? Yes, they are. Do you think GW will create something for Chaos Space Marines in order to... Have you guys not seen all of the shit Chaos Space Marines have gotten recently? Like, did that just, like, fly over you guys' head? Like, you know, all the Nurgle stuff coming out, all of the Zinch stuff, all of the cool shit that they've been getting? Like, yeah. How long until new Marines fall to Chaos? We don't know if they are even able to fall to Chaos. If they are made out of Emperor gene stock, they cannot fall to Chaos. Source Custodes. What army do you play? Is that addressed to me or to Zoran? If it's
We'll just do it for both.
Okay, you first, Zoran. You have fewer armies.
I have Space Wolves. And that's kind of it.
All right, good
I think I have about 6,000 something points of Space Wolves now, and I'm currently trying to craft a normal Dwarf Space Marine army. I do have some Imperial Guard units because I got them for like a really good price, and I couldn't pass them on, and I like them. But that's the only reason why I have them. And then I do have an Age of Sigmar Dwarf tiny army. And that's kind of it. I haven't played with any other armies, only my Space Wolves, because no one else has anything else.
I have everything except for Eldar, Tau, and Chaos Space Marines that are actual Chaos Space Marines. Have you ever or considered cosplaying a vampiric character? No. What about tank traps? Yeah, those are gay too. Do you think Primaris Marines will have their own gene seed also included in Tartarus Primarch gene seed? Primarch gene seed? They're going to have gene seed of their fathers, basically the Primarchs. The Super Space Marines have already fallen to Chaos because they were Alpha Legion all along. The Alpha Legion jokes are kind of lame. Do you guys hear about Abaddon the Despoiler died to a bolt pistol? I did hear that Abaddon the Despoiler actually did die at the end of the Gathering Storm books. He did not heal from when Celestine stabbed him. Instead, he actually died because in Book 3, they state that the armies fell because of a lack of leadership, which could be a hint that Abaddon did die.
Yay.
Who had a better ass, Alfarius or Megan? Or Megon? I don't care about the Alpha Legion at all. Felgrim had the best ass ever. Are the Chaos Gods just looking for child support? That's a good one. I like that one.
We approve.
How do I fry...
You can do it.
I'm trying to breathe.
Let's
How do I fry the Tau the best way for my fish and chips? I don't cook fish. Sorry. Squat Marines when? 8th edition, more than likely.
I'm making them right now.
30k Mechanicum or 40k Mechanicum, which looks better? I personally like 30k Mechanicum. It's more robotic, but 40k Mechanicum is more steampunk. Question, do you think the following chapter masters of the Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and Space Wolves actually knew about the Primaris project via retcon or future fluff? Actually, that's probably an easy way of getting around it, that they all did know about it and they just kept it a secret. Question for both. Final opinion on the Alpha Legion. I don't like them. What about you, Zoran?
I don't know who the fuck they are.
Okay, then. Question for both of you. Do you think that the Primaris Marines will have... I already read that one. Wait, he's dead. It's okay. Felbadon is dead. Felbadon is dead. Thank fuck. I personally believe so. Celestine did stab him through the back with a demonic sword. Well, a demonic holy sword, and she herself is a demon. So it is plausible that she did actually beat him enough to cause a mortal wound to him, for him to finally be disgraced, disowned by his gods, and finally die out. What do you think will happen if Febisbile gets his hands on a Primaris Space Marine? He'd probably wet himself. We must send off Farius. Don't send off Farius. Like, at least Magnus is useful. Oh, it's Zoranthebear. Okay. No, Abaddon is not dead, thank you. If you read there was a hidden that he was going to, but Games Workshop made it clear all models will still be playable so therefore he did not die. That isn't true. 40K, especially Games Workshop, does love its dead models. There are plenty of dead models that you can play as, including Creed, who is currently locked up in the vault. Angelic Sword. Where is it? Does Conrad live? Maybe. We don't know yet. Does the Alpha Legion grow Alpha? I'm done with that question. Opinion on the Ynnari faction and their alliance with the Imperium. I've made this clear in my video that I actually do like the Ynnari. In a fluff perspective, I hate them on tabletop, though I do find them easier to beat than normal Eldar. Mostly because a lot of people take min squads to try to maximize their abilities, and all you have to do is simply shoot them twice with 2 weapons that ignore cover and watch their squads go away. Down to 1 man where you don't have to worry about them anymore. Abaddon isn't going to die. He might already be dead, or ascending to Demon Prince. Them being playable has nothing to do with fluff, that is true. Zoran, what were your opinions on the current state of the Space Wolves?
It's interesting. I'm very glad that Chaos finally got a comeback after lore-wise getting absolutely shit on the entire time. We are the Imperium, kind of painted as the good guys. We are currently beating Chaos all the time. I mean, Chaos did have some victories here and there, but it was a case of, you're not really getting much. Your codex sucks. You're depressed. Life's just not working out for you. And then all of a sudden, you got yourself a fucking Primarch who gets offed off later, and then lo and behold, the people who were really big fans of the Thousand Suns get a whole new line of models, whole new book, and are able to, actually get revenge for the fans who were of that, to finally get revenge. That's awesome for those who were fans of the Thousand Suns. And me getting new to the game, since I didn't play Space Wolves religiously for a long time like some other people have, I'm not actually salty. I'm pretty okay with it. I can still play with my Space Wolves. I can still have fun because I just like their play style.
They are a lot of fun.
Like, there's really actually not a single faction in this game that really grits me as, holy shit, I want to be these guys completely. Like, if there were squats, no, yeah, that's why I'm currently making a dwarf army right now, because the one faction that I do want doesn't exist. So I'm okay with it. I mean, for Space Wolf players, it does suck. I mean, no one likes having lore-wise their entire thing basically die. No one likes that. You can ask the Thousand Sun players. They probably brought their Space Wolves buddies. Look, it's okay. It's okay. We'll find something. It's like, it's not the same. It's you can't really, help with that, honestly.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
but either way, I think it's really a really cool development, a really cool change to the world as a whole. The Space Wolves consistently being running around doing their own thing and be like, hey, look at us, we're these awesome Viking Space Marines. Look at us kick ass all the time, and finally getting their shit kicked in. They won still, but they didn't. It was such a Pyrrhic victory to where they couldn't really recover that well from it, so they have to, resort to other shit.
Yep. And thus the Primaris Marines were desperately needed for them.
And no, I don't play Thousand Suns. I only have the Space Wolves and some models I'm currently making. I have like entire tray thing.
Serious question for Alexis and Zoran, or Zoran. Where do you think the fluff will be going from here?
Basically, what's going to happen is I think it's going to resort back to how it was before, of the world being a consistent limbo of, hey, we made this new thing that's going to give us the edge. Oh, wait, you too have made a thing to give you a thing of the edge. Well, we're at a stalemate again. I mean, some things are going to shift. Like, the Imperium's going to lose on some fronts to all the races, and vice versa to all the races. Like, Eldar are going to lose some ground, but gain some. Xenos are going to just kind of still be taken out in some places, but also expand in others. And Tyranids are going to start swarming some factions, and then they get their ass kicks. And other, it's things are going to shift. The map may rotate or shift and change in territory and look, but it's still basically going to be the same. It's just all, instead of fighting in the same old place all the time, it's just another battlefield with a different look to it. Really, like nothing major really changed. It's just, hey, we're in a new place now.
What
that's
are we
basically
supposed to never forget?
Never forget Fenris.
What happened to the Solar Exilia after 30k?
I don't know what that is. That's a you question.
Alright, the Solar Exilia are essentially the IG, the Astra Militarum, the Scions, essentially, of 30k. After the Codex Astartes was adopted by all military branches, especially the Space Marines, they decided... Oh, no! From what I gathered, they broke up even the Solar Exilia, and they separated the Navy out of it. They split it up into multiple branches and actually formed the Imperial Guard out of it. I can be completely wrong, and I would like I would actually like to read some fluff about it more.
I thought we were professional. I thought we were supposed to be always right all the time.
There is no way to be always right about 40k, because if you read the stories from multiple perspectives, you find out that things contradict each other, and they do that on purpose. So there is no
I was just giving you shit, right?
40K.
I was just giving you shit, right?
I know, but it was a perfect segue into me being always right. Will we see a return of Space Vikings over Space Furries? Yes.
Okay.
Do you think the Death Guard will start taking leadership now that Falbadon and Magnus are out, for the time being at least? Yes, they will. In fact, I think Mortarion is going to lead the next crusade. The next crusade against the Imperium. Question! Is there a Xenos bear race? Yes, there is. I forget their name, but I know there is. Remleys would actually know the name of them.
They do exist. I remember Alpha linking them to me. At some point, they do exist, and Remley's also linked me a planet named Zoran, which I found to be extremely... I found that to be extremely funny.
Oh my god, that's awesome. My dad calls Ultramarines ultraqueers. I'm so sorry. I mean, they're not the best. I prefer the Dark Angels over them, but I still like the Ultramarines. How long until it is revealed that Verboot A. Gilliman is a servant of chaos and was the true mastermind behind the Horus Heresy? I am actually going to be doing a video about that with Remlays tomorrow. How are they going to deal with the full Tyranid invasion? Very simply, the Tau have mastered fighting them, and the Deathwatch have actually figured out strategies to beat the Tyranids back. Although they will have to get through all of the Chaos forces as well.
Send chaos after them.
Actually, yes.
That's
Also,
the solution. Send them an orcs. Also,
the,
actually, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Remember when that one orc decided to go fight the Tyranids at that stalemate?
Tuska the Demon Killer? Or was that Kitman's Gambit?
Whichever. I was told there was like one of the biggest, baddest orcs went over to the Tyranid fight.
Oh, yes.
Gaskell, I think. I can't remember.
No, it wasn't Gaskell. It was another orc, but he was pretty badass. It was the Gambit. Where they started getting like Facilla huge and everything, and the Tyranids were getting bigger and bigger, and then he's just like, well, shit, and blows up the planet.
I think that's it. I was wondering what happened at the end of that. I didn't know if that was concluded already or not.
They could always add upon it. Sorry. They could always add upon it, but as far as I know, that story is at its end.
Okay. Who won?
No one.
The
Imperium bombed the planet and just kind of left.
It was like, just firebomb it, just fuck you, and just leave.
Yeah, pretty much. Question, what do you think about typhus? I don't want to get typhus ever in my entire life.
So you will not invite him to the Space Marine prom?
No, he will definitely not be invited to the Space Marine prom.
I guess. Go get him a new dress.
I hate that this thing keeps jumping all the way down to the bottom. Let's see. If we could make your own 40k game, what would it be? Be about space bears, possibly?
Oh dear, this will be a very long one, so you might as well get a cup of water. I have a dream.
Zoranthebear planet.
I have a dream. A Warhammer 40,000 MMO that was promised by one company, and another one, and another one, and another one. This Warhammer 40,000 game was going to be a massively multiplayer PvP experience. When you start out the game, you get an amazing cutscene. The Space Marines drop podding into a world. They drop down to various colors, even custom colors, just made for the CGI cutscene. Because maybe you can make your own chapter. And as you drop down, you see them engage Tyranids swarming all around them. The Tyranids, seeing the very last Space Marine about to murder him, sees an grot flying overhead, smashing into it and stabbing it rapidly. The Space Marine's confused as an orc comes in, grabs the grot, shoots the Space Marine in the face, and, all the faction stuff comes in. As you log in, you get to create any character that you want. You can make a grot, an orc, a normal Space Marine, an Imperial Guardsman, an eldar, Tyranid, whatever. But you start as like the basic kind. You start off as a scout marine. You start off as like a grot or just a normal orc boy, normal eldar guy, whatever their simple dude is. Normal Imperial Guardsman, because you're probably going to be that guy the entire game. You get to pretty much progress from that, really. And from that character creation, you get a lot of details and stuff. You can make your own colors, all that fun stuff, hop into the world, and you are also informed that you're going to be stuck with an army. Hopefully hundreds, if not millions of players are currently playing this, because it's hopefully the hottest thing on the goddamn planet. And you simply fight similar to PlanetSide, but on a much bigger map, to where you're actually able to, deploy anywhere on continents, and fight with your fellow Imperial Guardsmen, Space Marines, all that stuff. You can drop pod with a group of people. There's voice chat, super crystal clear as it can be, really, to where people communicate. And there are members of the community who are the global commanders, basically people that the community has voted upon to grant these players, special privileges to command all the players of the army. Like say if, for example, everyone's like, hey, that Zoran guy's some hot shit. He has a nice ass. Let's vote him up. And then I get voted. Then I can start commanding people. Okay, the Space Marines are going to go here. The Imperial Guard are going to go here. Or we can have it for each type of thing. Basically, the Imperium, Tyranids, orks, stuff like that. And the War Boss, all that fun stuff. And we fight each other in different factions. And they all work together to take over continents and territories. All the Tyranids have a lot of different classes. You can be the runner, one that runs, one that shoots, flies, all that stuff. And the aerial combat is not the shitty planetside one, but actually good. Every vehicle is in the game and acts as they should. It is immersive. It is tight gameplay. Everything fucking works. That is the game that I want. I wanted a MMO, massively multiplayer. I would like it to be FPS, but I think people would prefer a third person to pretty much run around a giant world and play and fight in an epic, massive war in the style of the Endless War of Warhammer 40,000. To where you can if you make your own guild or chapter or your own swarm for the Tyranids and all that stuff, that you can make it different colors and all that stuff, and you can have upload your own emblems like you can with other games like Arcade. You can upload your own custom emblem once it's approved. All that shit. That's what I want. That's the kind of 40K game I demand. Something that has really good gameplay and all that.
Out of all of that, I just heard an MMO version of Space Marine.
Not exactly, but
not Eternal Crusade, but Space Marine.
No, I understand you, but that would kind of be the closest, yeah.
And I would be totally okay with that. Like, I would love a sequel to Space Marine that was a massive online game. But Eternal Crusade it doesn't feel... It lacks something. It lacks the simplicity of Space Marine.
It lacks the tightness of it, really.
Yeah, because I like the Space Marine, stomping around and actually sounding like he should be there. Slamming into things, making them explode.
The issue I have is that Space Marines gameplay is extremely tight. It's very much polished and all that stuff. Eternal Crusade is a bit clunky, as they never could quite finish it. They basically ran out of money, so they couldn't give it the amount of polish that it deserved.
Although I still think it is a good game. It is a good game in its own right.
It's fun to an extent. I still hop on and play it now and again, but there comes a point in time to where I'm sitting here I could just go play Space Marine if I want a better shooting mechanics, better movement, better handling of balance issues.
You can also jump into my Discord and ask me to join you in a game of Space Marine.
I have now recently got my life back after being done with that Monty Python play, so we can play some, and then we can touch butts.
I get to shoot you in the ass again.
How dare you?
Well, it's not my fault. Your ass is so juicy that I just want to put a bolt around in between it.
See, this is why people make fanfics of us. You encourage them. You give them ammo.
Well, yes.
Why do you do this to me?
Because it's fun. Oh, yeah.
What?
So, there were questions. How much would I have to pay Zoran to say, I sexually identify as... Go to the live chat and read that one.
Let's see. I sexually identify as Iron Strider Belisarius. And the rest... Oh, okay. Belisarius? Is that how I say it?
Yeah, Belisarius.
I'd actually identify as Iron Stride and Belisarius. I did in the shitty voice, but I hope you get your giggles.
I did. Spartan from Halo versus a 40k Marine. Who would win? The 40k Marine.
The Marine.
Like
as much as people hold, yeah, that Space Marine or that Halo Marine. Sure, he put up like a really small fight as the Marine would kind of be surprised anyone's gonna move like that, but he quickly shoot him down.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Everyone wants to touch Zoran's butt.
Why?
Because it's fun.
Why?
Sotogara versus Space Bear. Knife fight in Space Marine. Oh, shit. Oh. That could be fun, but you're a lot better at the game than I am, so I'd have to have somebody step in for me who's also good at the game.
You're gonna call a champion?
Yes. A proper demon princess never does something themselves.
Sounds like the words of a coward.
And a fool.
Coward.
Yo, don't pit somebody against Nathaniel Garrow.
I'm trying my very best to make this door so everyone knows I brought the Grimdall 40th anniversary model. So I wanted
SNO volunteers as my champion. Do you accept his challenge?
No, because I prefer to fight the person who I'm insulting.
Yeah, well, it's my ambassador.
I don't give a fuck.
But they're really good at the game, and I
don't give a shit. Fight your own fight or lose.
I will never fight my own fights. This is why Korn hates me.
All F4. Yeah.
Ah, who are the sons of Garrow? Ah, you hurt me. My poor heart.
Yeah, who are they?
Space Marine chapter. The sons of Garrow.
Who?
Oh, I hate you, Zoran.
What?
Is this the official TG stream? No. I barely go on 4chan, but every time I do, I Google myself. Because I'm that crazy. Let's see. Train up in a battle montage? I should.
Battle montage!
Fight me, Soren. I think you mean Zoran. You missed. By an entire keyboard.
I believed in you.
Wouldn't Logar be the best at... I personally think, what's his name? Mortarion would be a better leader because he knows the war of attrition, which is exactly what he needs to beat the Imperium. Sons of Gara wouldn't survive against the dead meme Marines. Huh. I don't understand. How would they not be able to beat a dead meme?
The meme's already dead. They win by default. Woo!
Yeah. Warning, 4chan contains a lot of crazy shit. I know. It's fun. I like 4chan. It's a terrible website. It's like Reddit. I'm gonna say it. I'm just kidding. 4chan's original Reddit is a knockoff off of 4chan where people from 4chan talk about 4chan. 4chan is actually the warp. No, 4chan's too tame to be the warp. Alexis, can you do your orc voice? No. I gotta be in the zone to do my orc voice, because my orc boys are from New York. Like, not like upstate
You
New
got
York.
you got to get on Okie up in this shit.
Well,
You
yes.
got to prepare with your shitty company, and grumble and rumble, and no one can fucking understand you.
Exactly. I can't do that right now. I need to have my boys in front of me. I'm nothing without my boys. Is Alexis a new orca? I love it. Yes.
There's actually a video series I've been wanting to make called Pun Hammer 40K.
I'm okay with this. I need to be a part of that.
And basically it's nothing but bad
New
puns. I was gonna take the orcs, or not the orcs, the Eternal Crusade game, and I got the observer camera thingy for it, and I was just gonna have what's gonna be is basically there's gonna be 2 Space Marines standing. Just one Space Marine standing, another one comes up and he goes, "Hey." And he goes, "What?" And then he'll say like a shitty pun. Like "Hey, do you know that leather armor is best for snaking because it's literally made out of hide?" And then the other one, it'll just be a pause. And then the guy will pick up his gun and shoot him. It'll just be shitty puns the entire time. Each video is just a stupid pun. But I'm trying to make it 40K themed. So the new orca or whatever.
New orca.
Yeah, that'll be one of the dumb fucking puns that a Space Marine gets murdered for.
Can you say New York without your accent? New York. New York. Fuck off! Zoran.
That's adorable.
I live in New York and you're talking about a Brooklyn accent. No, Queens. God.
It's adorable.
New York or New York? God damn it.
You can't do it.
I could totally say it without an accent. It's New York. New York.
I think I made you self-conscious. I'm sorry.
Don't.
Sorry.
I find it funny though. My accent is awesome. It's actually been recently coming back a lot more that I've been doing videos.
Mm-hmm.
Please stay Genestealer cult. Genestealer cult?
You just said it.
I don't get it.
Me either.
My other problem with Space Marines, in my opinion, is you have to play as an Ultramarine. That isn't true. You can play it on the computer and play it with mods. Queen's accent, an interesting choice. Yeah, I'm from Queens. More specifically, Lefferts and Broad Channel, and a little bit of Rockaway. Not much. I was there for about a year. Subterranean Uprising. I love the Subterranean Uprising. Uprising.
Uprising.
Can you say cult in a thick accent? No? Cult? Yeah. Alexis, Subterranean Uprising versus Subterranean Assault Squad. Subterranean Uprising, hands down. Salamanders are... I'm not going to read that.
I'm just enjoying you losing your shit at this point.
Stop it. You're so mean to me. Why is every guest that I bring on mean to me?
Because we're all assholes.
That's very true. Alright, so we are getting ready to say our goodbyes and everything, so if you guys have any last minute questions, please ask them now while I still have Zoran with me.
I'll answer almost anything. So better be a really good question.
Oh, now I want to see.
Make it worth it. You got one shot.
Show feet? Why the fuck would I show my feet? That's weird. Feet are gross.
This guy's got a fetish.
Probably.
That's weird, bro.
Zoran, say hive ship sex.
No.
Okay.
I'm not a whore.
Alexis likes when Bear Daddy gets mean.
These guys are fucking thirsty.
Yeah, this is what I deal with. I'm okay with it because it's funny.
How do you deal with this shit?
I'm interested to see how the costing of points works in the new edition for Noble Guardsman who asked the question.
Monkey is best mod. That's a really good joke.
Zoran, has TTS been rewritten, and if so, how many times?
No, Monkey, you do a fantastic job. I appreciate you every day.
Nope, nothing.
And I'm sorry, I was getting to it. I was trying to make sure this piece did not fall off the dwarf. I'm not part of the writing process of TTS. I mean, I'm probably one of the more public members of the TTS because I'm still new in their little group. I think I'm still the newest person in their group. And
I was in their group.
It's like you think that,
Not allowed.
but it's a case of Alpha. I think White helps write it, and I think Monkey helps write it sometime. I don't know who exactly helps. I'm not asked to do shit, but I know they'll go through some stuff and then they'll go, okay, this isn't funny at all, or they'll run it by people going, we don't know if this is funny, is it? Because one guy might not think it's funny, but everyone else thinks it is. So they'll go through some rounds like that.
Oh, here's a very important question. Did you pick up
Are you
Squishy
sure?
from daycare yet?
Nope, ain't my fucking problem.
Wow, you're just rude.
That's cool.
I picked him up yesterday. You could at least pick him up tonight.
That's some tough shit.
Come on, I hurt my back. It's that time of the month. I have a headache. Just do it for me. Come on, just this once, please.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember being obligated to do shit for you.
Damn it.
Let alone pick up a random fucking stranger who has some weird goddamn fantasy of me picking up this individual from a piece of fucking nowhere. Where I'll possibly get mugged, raped, and murdered.
Why not all three?
That's what I mean. That's why I included them all. With an and.
Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up right there. Thank you, Zoran, for joining
Right there.
me. Are you giggling at my accent again?
You kind of went
giggling
somewhere
at
back.
my accent.
Right there.
Shut up. I will murder your face.
All right, there, folks. Thanks for joining us and EgoQueenAlexis stream. And then, hey, internet.
Fuck the rest of the fucking space wolves. They won't get any reinforcements when I'm done with them.
They're dead to me anyway. You can't do any more damage.
Oh, shit.
Well, folks, I hope you have a good old time. I hope you had a good old fun time with me and here Alexis talking about them there Warhammers.
I don't even know.
Hope you have a rootin' tootin' day.
Would you stop it?
No, I fucking can't. I'm from the South. I have to be a belligerent fuck.
Stop it. Stop it.
No, but thank you for letting me on and ruin your live stream.
Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.